Welcome, the Substepper returns with a brand new adventure as we are going to be doing a defensive guide on Delta Force. What do I mean? Well, firstly, hello, I finally used the face cam. Maybe I'll get more views from that. Maybe I'll actually get some people to watch this video. But yeah, we are going to be doing a defensive guide on Delta Force warfare, mainly for capture, but this principle and concept applies to attack and defend as well. It's not just capture. I'm going to be showing you great sneaky spots that you can stay, not camp, but defend for a while until eventually they get rid of you. But most probably they're gonna struggle. You're gonna be a real pain in the butt for the enemy team. And I'm doing this guide mainly for the next season coming up. Maybe some of the maps might change, but if they don't, this will apply. I am a martial player, so this isn't just information that you're gonna get from a random guy. Not that I brag about it, obviously. But if you do enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Give me any feedback. And yeah, let's start talking about each individual map. We are obviously going to start off with the best maps and make our way to the worst maps. Not my favorite, I mean in terms of defensive viability, if you can actually defend it properly, because some are just chaotic and you'll never be able to defend for the most part. Still, I've got everything, a bit of everything for each map. So let's get started with Cracked. Obviously Cracked is probably the best defensive map. There are many places you can stay and defend, and but obviously there's some key places that stand out above everything else. Obviously the best ones are Alpha 2 and Charlie 1. Obviously you want to make sure from the left side you go to Charlie 1 and from the right side you go to Alpha 2. These are by far the best, and you want to defend in the small buildings that are in each of the respective areas. Now, a lot of people have this misconception that Bravo is actually a really good spot to defend, and I see this even in attack and defend. It's okay, but unlike in attack and defend, there is no place to capture in Bravo in the building. So that's why it's a bit awkward. Like, yeah, you can go and defend, but you're not really accomplishing anything. I understand though, but it's a bit weird, and also it's just a lot better to go to Alpha 2 or Charlie 1, because the enemy has to turn back and go and defend an area which is close to their base, leaving your team to take over like Bravo and Charlie 2 and Delta. So it's much better for you to do something like that. Of course, the way you get to each place is with vehicles. You move in with you know, an armored vehicle, best of all, because you can actually put the respawn beacon and return back to that place in case you die, or you can get backup from your team. Not that your team ever helps you, but there is a high chance that they will, especially if you play correctly. The best positions are usually in that height spot in the on the rack in Charlie 1, on the rack. It's a bit difficult to get there. It's a bit of an awkward angle. Also, you're not in the zone. That is one choice. Down the floor somewhere there is alright as well. There is this one-way smoke that you could create technically if you really wanted to, with either Stinger or Toxic, but that is entirely up to you. Or you can even call a smoke to hit directly on the roof, so that you can kind of make like a one-way. And for those who don't know what a one-way smoke is, it's pretty much the enemy can't see you through the smoke, but you can see the enemy through the smoke. That is kind of what a one-way is. As for Alpha 2, on the racks or on the bed is just fine. Make sure you don't clip your legs through the wall, because you can get shot from there. I thought it was wall hacking, but apparently your legs actually do clip through walls, especially on Bravo. That's why I wanted to mention Bravo as well. Bravo is okay, like you've got a good defensive spot in Bravo. Obviously either on the bed or more, in my personal favorite, on the lockers. The lockers are actually really sneaky. A lot of people don't expect you to be sitting on the lockers. Down the floor is a bit weird, like I wouldn't recommend it. It's a bit, unless you're on, like you're on and off, go inside and running out and you know, not active, which most of the time in Bravo you can't really sit in one spot because you do want to capture, so that is a definite. But yeah, that is it for cracked. Now moving on to trench lines, which trench lines you just want to be in Charlie. These are by far the best spots to defend or attack. Sometimes you want to go to Delta and Delta and Alpha. Yeah, Delta. Yeah, that's a great word. Delta, for both Delta and Alpha. Sometimes, but nah, not really. It's a bit difficult to defend. You'll capture it, but that will be temporary, and the enemy will overwhelm you quickly. So Charlies are definitely the best. Now, specifically where you want to go, I mean, you want to grab a vehicle, obviously, and just head there, put down a beacon, and prepare for an assault. You want to position yourself in a way in Charlie 1, I think it is, in Charlie 1, where you aren't seen by the entrance to that little cabin thingy. But you can also see through the little window in case they want to crawl through there. If you have someone like Shepard, which I play a lot, putting a trap there just eliminates the problem immediately. And you can also put a trap in the entrance as well. Here it is a bit iffy to defend, because you're constantly going to get action here. You mainly want to stay in this spot if you are if Charlie 2 is getting captured by the enemy, because that means they're gonna be coming from Charlie 2 to Charlie 1, which means you want to make sure that you've positioned yourself in a way where you expect them from in front and behind. And so this is the best way of doing it. As for Charlie 2, most people believe the best spot is in that little house, but I think it's a bit weird and awkward, because it's like, where are you going to hide? Under the table? I mean, that's, you can't even go under the table. It's like you have to be on the side of the table, and then they can jump down from that little hole at the top. It's okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. There's also another little spot that you can stay in the corner, but you can get shot from a lot of different places. I wouldn't recommend it. This is probably the best spot, but you have to be there temporarily, like get 1-2 kills and then you're out. You have to go elsewhere. Usually in Trainwreck you move between Charlie 1 and Charlie 2 non-stop, like trying to capture those two places. There's no real like sitting down defending each area individually. You have to keep moving. Moving on to Ascension. Ascension pretty much focuses just the same. the Charlies, the 3 Charlies, but not even that. Like, you don't really want to stay in each zone. You have to keep moving between the tunnels that connect Charlie 1 and Charlie 3. Charlie 2 is a bit, you want to pay a visit there occasionally. Like, some people do go on top. You can easily flank people with the tunnels, and it's a piece of cake. But the tunnels, you do want complete control of that area. You want to make sure that your team has free access through it, and that no enemy team can actually walk in and do, you know, their shenanigans. You want to take over that area, because if you don't, it'll be a lot harder for the enemy, for your team to, you know, have Charlie as a whole. You definitely want to build that wall that's in the you want to build that wall that's in the tunnel where it's close to Charlie 3, because it does confuse enemies a lot. Like, you are a lot more unpredictable because you can stay in different areas. Actually, you can either be between the 2 servers. I think those are servers, I'm not even sure. You can stay between the 2 servers, you can stay in the wall, you can stay outside of the wall, but that's a bit more risky. Or you can even be like in the corner of where the hallway is. So there's a few spots to stay here. A lot of people do come through here non-stop. Like, it won't be like you're gonna be sitting here for long. Obviously you want to keep going up and down, help your team capture Charlie 3, capture Charlie 1, occasionally go to Charlie 2, although yeah, it's a bit more iffy. But yeah, that's it for Ascension. Trainwreck, this is like the middle. Like, there's not too many defensive plays, but there's not, like, it's not just full attack. This is like the most balanced, I guess. The map isn't great, it's a bit weird. Like, you do want to defend, but then again you don't, because it's just, I don't know, just grab a vehicle, man, and just go around killing people. Like, honestly, this map is a bit, it's just, yeah. You can obviously go on the tower to snipe, but I don't know if I like that idea. It's like, you're not really proactive, you're not really defending any zone, you're not really gaining points. It's like kind of pointless. Bravo 2 and Charlie is usually the best spots to go. But even those are like, it's very weird to hang around. Like, it is a wide area to kind of lock down. You'll never be able to lock down these areas. They are very difficult to lock down because of how large they are and how many entrances and exits there are. So I do rather recommend using some sort of sniper or marksman rifle on those buildings. On them, obviously, not in them. And sniping people that are trying to go into them. So that is mostly what I recommend doing, and there are 2 specific spots that are best above all, but even those are debatable. Like, you have to keep moving. You can't sit around neither Charlie nor Bravo 2 and just defend it. It is a very, very proactive map, and you can get flanked out of nowhere non-stop. It's just, it's awkward. Anyway, obviously now we have to talk about Shafted. Shafted is my favorite map, I think, but there are no defensive areas for the most part. There are like 2 main places between Bravo and Charlie which you can defend, but there's gonna be constant fire, dude. It's just chaos. It's just beautiful, honestly. But you can defend in certain areas, but it is like, you pretty much just hold it. There's no sneaking around, there's no sneaky spots, there's no stealth. You just making sure that no enemies come past you and try to capture areas that you've already got behind you. So that is pretty much all you can do in Shafted. Obviously there's a lot of full-on action and chaos. Just, you know, these areas are pretty much it. Like, there's nothing else. You can't really go. I mean, Delta and Alpha are literally like, why would you even bother? Those two areas are the main places. A lot of people want to camp in that middle area where Bravo is, and they're just constant gunfire there in that middle section, and it's just, I don't get why people do that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're not progressing, you're just standing up and just firing. It's like pointless. Anyway, Knife's Edge. I hate this map, by the way. This by far the worst map. It's not even close. This map is like Shafted, but like a lot worse. Like this, you don't have many defensive areas. You can, I mean, Delta and Bravo are okay, but like Bravo, you can't really defend anything, and Delta is like you have to just go all out, guns blazing, smoke the entire place. A lot of people don't smoke, and that really pisses me off. You have to smoke the entire area, like both areas, Bravo and Delta. Smoke it. Like, there's no other way of playing this map. You need to be literally playing only Stinger and calling down smokes. There is this one tiny area close to Delta, which is decent defensively. Like, it's only got 2 areas to watch out for, and a lot of people tend to walk through there, but there's no stealth, there's nothing sneaky about it. It's just catching people off guard as they're going to Delta. I mean, leaving it would be no. Them leaving Delta would mean you're probably dead. But them towards Delta, going towards Delta, yeah, you can definitely defend that area a little bit. But there's nothing special about this place. It's just the best I could find. There's nothing really. Obviously, if you guys have some other place that's more, you know, sneaky, let me know. I mean, this is the only place I've ever found. I mean, make the most out of the trash that we've got in Knife's Edge. And of course, the final map, which I consider the worst defensive map, is Threshold. The reason I consider it worse than Knife's Edge in terms of defense is because what do you really defend? How can you defend? It's like, this place doesn't really have something that, you know, you can't really do anything. Like, Delta's just open area, like you can get flanked from everywhere. It's like no point in even bothering. Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alphas and Echoes are just too far away. Charlie's just like constant action. The only thing you can do is, if you're on the right side, you could take a sniper, go for the flank, and start shooting people from behind until you get shot eventually. That is pretty much the only viable way of defending, but that's like for the right side. Speaking again for the right side, you could technically defend Bravo a little bit, but it's a bit awkward, and Alpha 1 actually. I've done that a few times, but it's a bit iffy. Obviously on the left side you could try to take the Echoes, which, man, I don't know, they're very difficult to defend. The only way you can defend them is like if you take a vehicle and just right through Charlie and Delta and everything. Hopefully you don't get shot by engineers and rocket launchers. and you end up in Echo, literally in Echo. Like you push the vehicle through the entrance and you can't like leave it there. Alright, I think this is all for this video. I hope this guide was very helpful, and I hope it helps you in the next season coming up. Unless some map changes, and obviously people want me to make another guide, which so far I don't see it, but if it does happen, I mean, let me know. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, talk to you later. See ya.